to the Power of One. March is Spirituality Awareness Month. We're going to speak about this very important issue because your self-care is important. We're going to be speaking about spirituality and health. Many people are faced with health issues, and your state of mind can be so important while you're going through. We're going to be speaking with Reverend Dr. John L. Payne from Ebenezer Baptist Church. Welcome to the show, Reverend.
Thank you, Melanie. I'm so glad to be with you this afternoon and to be invited to be your guest. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. So we're going to dive right in. Tell me how having a strong sense of spirituality can help one's health.
I'm going to give you the short answer.
Okay.
We all experience health issues, some more than others. So in order to get through a lot of your health issues, you have to have a strong spiritual base, and everybody is not spiritual. The question that arises, why me?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, Lord, help me. So it's important that we have a strong spiritual base, recognizing and realize that some people are not spiritual at all, but we're talking about an individual basis. Am I correct?
Correct. Some, and like you said, some people may say, why me? And getting a diagnosis of cancer can change one's life totally. Even though we're in a time where medicine has grown by leaps and bounds, which is great. But like you said, that why me? You could be someone who's, let's say, grounded in faith. And that kind of news will shake someone to their core. What advice would you have for that person who just got that diagnosis, who was just diagnosed when they have cancer, or that was just diagnosed that they have heart failure? I can imagine that some people would think, is this it for me?
Well, you hit home for me. I've experienced cancer twice. And both times when I received the diagnosis of the cancer, the first thing that enters your mind is, oh, wow. Okay, is this it? But being a strong spiritual person, you have to come to the conclusion is, okay, what are we going to do to fight this cancer? Let me get the proper diagnosis and not panic, and continue to get the science, use the science that is available for the cancer diagnosis. Now, recently, I was just diagnosed with a rare heart disease, and that took its toll on me. And I'll share this story with me because you know it, but your viewers don't. I'm out cutting the grass. Think I'm getting my exercise because I always considered myself someone who has been in good shape. So I'm out cutting the grass and getting my exercise, and my neighbors are telling me, you better pay somebody to get that grass. I said, no, I'm getting my exercise. And I'm not realizing each time I cut the grass, I got shorter and shorter of breath. But I would just take a rest and get back out and cutting the grass, not knowing that I had this rare heart condition. Until one day, I told my wife, I have to go to the hospital, but vanity will take control over you, because I didn't want nobody to see me cutting the grass from all the people who was telling me to get somebody else to cut the grass. Because, man, that grass going to kill you. That grass going to be here and you're going to be dead. So I thank God for that. And I know he had to knock me on the head for me to realize that you're just not out of shortness of breath. There's something wrong with you. So, so here I am. I'm still fighting, but spirituality and health is what has kept me realize that I need a good medical team for my condition. So I no longer cut the grass. I pay somebody to do that.
And 2 cancers, being like diagnosed twice, and then your heart condition. And okay, we know you're a reverend and we know that you're grounded in your faith.
Yes.
Realistically, has there been moments, many moments, where you were shaken in your spirituality?
No, not in my spirituality. In my human form, yes, I have been shaken. Because now I know physically that I will no longer be able to do what I used to do physically. My health is deteriorating, while in the same course, my spirituality is growing.
Okay.
And whatever God allows, it's okay. So he just reversed the roles. My health is deteriorating, but my spirituality is increasing.
That plays a major part in how your body heals, I'm sure. Because
yes.
You hear people and even the doctors say having a positive mindset can make all the difference in the world in your recovery. Have you had a positive mindset with all 3 things that the 2 cancers and what you're going through now?
Yes. It's funny because of the 2 cancers I had. I knew that there was treatment for them, but I didn't know what was involved and what it would take. But I knew that I was basically a healthy man. Even though I was getting older, I was still a healthy man, and I was receiving very good treatment. This heart condition is a totally different thing. And I'm so glad. Let me point this out. When you're dealing with a health issue, you need people around you, family, and people who are close to you to walk with you through this health issue, realizing you're not in this alone. And you have to get your family to the point where they have to accept what's going to happen spiritually. But everybody does not have that help. So spirituality and health go hand in hand. You just can't say, well, my health is bad and you don't have a backup system. You need that backup system to help you through this problem and issue that you're going through. So your family members and your friends need to be built up strong spiritually also as we travel this health journey together.
I'm going to go off to the side a little bit, but maybe not. You being a male, you being the rock for your family, let's speak to those male viewers who may have just been diagnosed with something. The father of the family, the grandfather of the family, the uncle that everyone looks up to. Males are a little different than females. I'm
Yes.
sure it's nothing for a female to just cry. But the society has made it so that men don't just cry. You know what I mean? Men can't show certain emotions because they'll look weak, which that is not true. We understand that.
Yes.
Speaking to the male viewers, a male who is going through something right now because has been diagnosed with something that has changed his life forever. What words of encouragement would you have for that male?
A lot of men, and this is not to say in a negative way, some men don't have that help because the lifestyle that they have lived was not conducive for the environment of having a strong family connection. Maybe they haven't been the male or the father that they should have been. And now they find themselves in a situation where the children come around occasionally and they call you on the phone and they ask about you. So they don't have that strong connection. That's not to say that women don't have the same issue, but I've always tried to live my life being the man, the father, the uncle, the brother that I would want somebody to be to me in my life. And thanks be to God, he has rewarded me with people around me. And sometimes I get emotional, not because of I don't have, it's because of I do have. So that's where I am. And I thank God that I've lived my life trying to help somebody all of my life. And I think you can relate to that. I think you may have some friends or associates who are in that same situation. So my emotion comes from, Lord, if it's your will that I leave here, make sure my family is taken care of. So emotionally, that gets to me sometimes. And I take my moment, but then I get back up and I'll be strong because I have to do what I've been doing all my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to be strong for my family.
Right, right. So is it hard to give that up? And when I say give, you know what I mean? Is it hard that you have to stop what you've been doing all of your life because of your health issue?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I have a wonderful wife and my children, and they would do anything for me. But basically, my wife is taking care of me now. And she's doing a fantastic job, a wonderful, wonderful job. Never complains, never complains. So once again, on that front, I'm blessed and it's coming back to me. But we have older adults. We have younger adults who cannot say that. You have some young adults who can tell their parents, "You never did anything for me," or "You didn't care for me because you were never there for me." So that situation is prevalent, but I thank God that's not my case.
So with your health issues, and has it been where you were diagnosed with something and Your spirituality was strong. And when you went to the doctors, you was hoping for one outcome, but it still wasn't positive. Then you had to go back. You were hoping or praying for one outcome. It still wasn't positive, and then you had to go back. And then you went back and it still wasn't positive, and then you had to go back. So at any point was your faith or spirituality shaken at that point? You know what I mean? And being realistic. I know you're a reverend. There are many people who stay up at night that cry because they were diagnosed with something. There are many people who can't get through their day. Sometimes people have to take it hour by hour. They can't even go day by day because their diagnosis is just so heart-wrenching. How do you tell people to get through their day? How do you, or what would you tell people to build them up spiritually? And if you've experienced that, how you've gotten through it?
Well, I share with people that we have to look at our spirituality not on the basis of religion, because there are a lot of people who are religious but never had a relationship with God.
Mm.
And once again, I don't want to be redundant. I don't want to give this thing some short answers, but religion and spirituality are two different things. Religion is what you do on a consistent basis. So you can be religious all your life and not have that spiritual connection with God. I am a man of deep, abiding faith and spirituality. I have my trust in God. So I'm not saying that I'm sick. I know that. And I don't know how much time I'm going to have. But spiritually, I'm well.
Mm.
Religiously, not so much.
Okay.
Not so much. But spiritually, my spirituality is strong.
Mm.
And that's what I lean upon. And that's what I express with my family. Get that spiritual connection with God, because that will carry you through. Remember, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And we are made in the image and the likeness of God. So whatever God's will is, don't be falling apart when God's will that I'm no longer here.
Mm. Mm. And you know that's easier said than done. When you lose a family member, it hurts.
Without a doubt. When someone's been so instrumental in your life for such a long period of time, it's hard that you're not going to be able to see them anymore, walking around physically, being active, but you know that person had a strong spiritual life and he stood upon the promises of God.
Thank you so much for all the clarity, and I thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining us today with this conversation about spirituality and health. Every diagnosis is not a death sentence. Get that support system. It is extremely important for you to make it through each day. I wish you well. Peace and love.